In this section, we will examine the Inspector General's report that accused you. Attorney Rachel Rollins of multiple violations, such as disclosing non-public information, accepting free tickets and payment from a sports agency, and trying to influence a local election. The report, released on May 17, 2023, by the Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General, OIG, found that Rollins violated federal regulations, DOJ policies, her ethics agreement, and applicable law during her 16-month tenure as the Chief Federal Law Enforcement Officer for Massachusetts. One of the most serious allegations against Rollins was that she leaked non-public DOJ information to a reporter in order to help a political ally who was running for district attorney in Suffolk County, Massachusetts. The report said that Rollins disclosed confidential details about an ongoing investigation into a former Boston police officer who was accused of sexually assaulting minors. Rollins also revealed that she had recused herself from the case because of her personal relationship with the candidate, Rachel Honig. The report said that Rollins' leak was intended to undermine the credibility of her predecessor, Andrew Lelling, who had initiated the investigation and publicly announced it shortly before the election. Rollins wanted to portray Lelling as a partisan who was trying to influence the outcome of the race in favor of Honig's opponent, Michael Flaherty. The report also said that Rollins lied to OIG investigators when she denied having any contact with the reporter or providing any information about the case. The OIG obtained phone records and text messages that contradicted Rollins' claims. The report concluded that Rollins violated the federal false statement statute and referred the matter to the DOJ for prosecution. However, the DOJ declined to prosecute Rollins. Another allegation against Rollins was that she accepted free tickets and payment from a sports agency that represented several professional athletes, including some who were under investigation by the DOJ or had pending cases in federal court. The report said that Rollins attended several events hosted by the agency, such as a golf tournament, a basketball game, and a dinner party. She also received a $10,000 honorarium for speaking at one of the events. The report said that Rollins failed to disclose these gifts and payments to the DOJ Ethics Office or seek approval for them. She also violated her ethics agreement, which prohibited her from having any contact with the sports agency or its clients. The report said that Rollins' actions created an appearance of impropriety and compromised her impartiality as a U.S. attorney. A third allegation against Rollins was that she tried to influence a local election by endorsing a candidate for mayor of Boston and appearing in a campaign video with him. The report said that Rollins violated the Hatch Act, which limits certain political activities by federal employees. The report said that Rollins used her official title and position to promote the candidate and implied that he had her support as a U.S. attorney. The report also said that Rollins ignored repeated warnings from the DOJ Ethics Office and the U.S. Office of Special Counsel, OSC, about her involvement in the campaign. The OSC issued a separate report on May 17, 2023, which found that Rollins committed an extraordinary abuse of her power and threatened to erode public confidence in the integrity of federal law enforcement actions. The reports from the OIG and the OSC prompted Rollins to announce her resignation on May 16, 2023, effective at the end of the month. Her lawyer said in a statement that Rollins understood that her presence had become a distraction and that the work of the office and the DOJ was far too important to be overshadowed by anything else. In summary, the Inspector General's report accused you. Attorney Rachel Rollins of multiple violations, such as disclosing non-public information, accepting free tickets and payment from a sports agency, and trying to influence a local election. The report found that Rollins violated federal regulations, DOJ policies, her ethics agreement, and applicable law. The report also said that Rollins lied to investigators and referred her case for prosecution. The report led to Rollins' resignation as U.S. attorney for Massachusetts. The resignation of Rollins amid the ethics scandal and the impact on her progressive agenda as a former Boston District Attorney. Rachel Rollins, who made history as the first black woman to serve as the U.S. Attorney for Massachusetts, resigned from her position in May 2023 amid a damning ethics scandal. Rollins had been the subject of a months-long investigation by the Department of Justice's Inspector General, who found that she had violated federal regulations, DOJ policies, her ethics agreement, and applicable law by using her official position to help a fellow Democrat in their campaign for district attorney. The report also found that Rollins had lied under oath about disclosing non-public, sensitive DOJ information to journalists to create the impression that DOJ was or would be investigating her ally's opponent for public corruption. Rollins only admitted to being the source after she produced relevant text messages that showed she had given the reporter an internal DOJ recusal memorandum. The alleged lie to investigators raises the possibility that Rollins could be criminally prosecuted. Rollins's resignation came as a shock to many who had praised her progressive agenda as a former Boston district attorney. Rollins had been sworn into the position in January 2022 and had focused on addressing gun violence and civil rights issues. She had also implemented a list of 15 low-level offenses that she would not prosecute, such as trespassing, shoplifting, and drug possession, in an effort to reduce racial disparities and mass incarceration. Rollins's departure leaves a void in the leadership of the U.S. Attorney's Office for Massachusetts, which handles some of the most high-profile cases in the state. It also raises questions about the future of her reform initiatives and whether they will be continued by her successor. Rollins said she was optimistic that the important work she started would continue but understood that her presence had become a distraction. She said she was profoundly honored to serve as U.S. Attorney and incredibly proud of all her office had accomplished during her limited time.